Think of your favorite movie, book, sporting event, or experience in your lifetime. It's likely not the beginning that made a lasting impact on you, but rather the ending that cemented its place in your mind. You can have the perfect presentation, but without a storybook ending, it'll all be forgotten. We can't allow that. Hello world! While the beginning of a presentation is crucial for capturing the audience's attention and setting the tone, it is the ending that leaves a lasting impression and determines the overall impact of the message delivered. The conclusion serves as your final opportunity to reinforce key points, inspire action, and leave the audience with a sense of closure. It is during this phase that the audience's emotions are often at their peak, making it imperative for presenters to craft a memorable and compelling closing that not only summarizes the main ideas, but also motivates the audience to take the desired course of action. In this video, we'll share with you the 5 most effective tactics for creating that memorable ending, and even provide you with some specific, clear phrases that you can use to seal the deal. Shall we? Whether you're a business owner, inspirational speaker, leader in the community, or otherwise, your presentation isn't just about delivering information. It's about igniting action. Don't assume that your audience will naturally take action. It's your responsibility to move them towards doing so. Use powerful words that command attention and drive action. Begin the journey. Join the fight. The goal of a presentation is often to ignite movement and empower change. Asking for those deliverables in your closing is the final step before your audience recognizes their potential. Let's work together to, or take the next step by, are 2 more easy phrases that you can incorporate to gently guide your listeners into production. Your audience is asking for this by being in attendance. You must lead and motivate and drive them in a clear manner that sets the stage moving forward. Leaders are remembered. Role players fall by the wayside. You've captivated your audience from your first word, but now it's time to wrap it up. So now what? Are you leaning towards the easy route of asking the audience for questions? Think again. Let's face it, relying solely on a Q&A can leave your audience feeling underwhelmed and detached. After all, you're never fully in control of the questions thrown your way, and Q&As tend to fade into the background of memory. Not to mention, if nobody has any questions, you'll likely be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Instead of relegating questions to the end, why not integrate them seamlessly throughout your talk? By doing so, you ensure that any inquiries align with the material at hand, keeping your audience engaged and in sync with your message. But what if you have no control and circumstances dictate that questions are deferred until the end? Well, don't worry. Allow yourself a moment post Q&A to leave a lasting impression. Use this time wisely to reinforce your main takeaways and leave your audience inspired. Your final words should never be the answer to somebody's question. In moments where the perfect words seem elusive, why not borrow from the wisdom of others? Incorporating impactful quotes from memorable figures in your presentation closing can leave a lasting impression. And quite frankly, sometimes somebody else has already perfectly said what you've been trying to say. It's okay to lean on them. There's endless examples, but a few short, powerful quotes include the following. Life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. Or, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Some of the most influential characters in history have made pretty remarkable and thought-provoking statements. Paired together, you have an effective closing bound to connect with your audience. Resist the temptation to conclude with a case study. Yes, they have their place, perhaps in the heart of your presentation, but for the grand finale, you want something that resonates emotionally and lingers in the minds of your audience. Think of it as an exclamation point at the end of your narrative, a poignant tale that leaves a lasting imprint. Because beyond the facts and figures, it's the emotional connection that seals the deal ensuring your message endures long after the presentation ends. So as you craft your conclusion, remember the power of storytelling as an option to leave a lasting impact. As you reach the culmination of your presentation, offering your audience a concise recap can solidify their understanding. It's all about crafting a seamless summary that resonates with your listeners. Professional speakers often rely on a simple yet effective formula for their closing slide. Tell them what you are going to tell them, then tell them what you told them. It's mind-boggling advice, right? But it's just that simple. And before bidding your audience farewell, take a moment to say something like, "Before I leave you with my final thoughts about XYZ, let me briefly restate my main takeaways." But remember, it's not just about listing key points. It's about showcasing the interconnectedness of each idea and illustrating how they seamlessly weave together. Presenters often worry so much about their content that they forget their manners. Thanking the viewers for their time and simply showing up. It's easy to get caught up in your own motivations during a presentation, but remembering to thank your audience, as well as any players and resources that had a hand in your story, is super important. Plus, it helps viewers recognize that the presentation is actually ending. A thank you during a speech, followed by silence or a long pause, is like a trigger word for an audience to start clapping. It's practically magic. So, fear not. Have no doubt that you're prepared to close like the Yankees' Mariano Rivera in his prime. If you're not a baseball fan, well, he was about as good as they come, just in a different sense. Now it's my turn to thank you, and thank Visme for giving us the platform to share these tips and create presentations that turn heads and leave an impact even before the closing. Head to visme.com to check out our presentation templates that are sure to wow your next audience. We'll hope to see you again soon. With Visme, I'm Mike Ploger, helping you make information beautiful.